Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Danny. We have just seen Ricardo Sandoval silence Yokohama, defeating Kenshiro Teraji to become WBC and WBA world champion. Danny, good to be joined by you. Nice little something to keep us entertained on a Wednesday night. A fantastic fight. But yeah, let me get your reaction. What did you make of all of that?
Fantastic fight, great card all round in Japan this afternoon, as we do often always see. Yeah, it was a brilliant fight. Kenshiro Teraji, never in a bad fight. That's two fight of the year contenders this year, back to back. I had the fight scored a draw. I think there's not too much outrage on Twitter, on social media over the result. I thought Taraji started the fight really well. His jab was brilliant, but Sandoval started timing him, landed a couple of right hands over the top, gave him the next two rounds. The knockdown, when initially happened, obviously I picked Sandoval. I was sort of worried. I thought it could be the beginning of the end here. But when you watched it back and then you seen Sandoval after, I don't think he was too badly hurt. Maybe caught a bit off balance, and I thought he rallied back really well in the second half of the fight. And the last two rounds were two of the best you could hope to see in a boxing ring. I thought Taraji dug deep to win the 12th round, and that's how he got the draw on my card with the knockdown. But no complaints for the result. Brilliant fight and fantastic win for Ricardo Sandoval over a pound for pound level fighter in Japan, a big star over in Japan. And Sandoval, 26, there's a really exciting future for him now at flyweight.
Yeah, and I think well, look, what I like, there's a lot to like about Sandoval, but I think one thing that I do like about him is that he got a couple of losses on his record. One loss very early in his in his career. Another loss a couple of years ago against David Jimenez, which was a very close fight. And he's kind of had to come back. He's bounced back. He's gone to Japan to fight a world title. He was a big underdog in this fight. Let's not forget that. Got knocked down as well, and then to kind of come back from that, win the fight and win it fairly clearly in the end on the judges' scorecards. When the fight finished, I personally thought there was a chance that regardless of what me or you who thought was the winner, the judges were possibly going to give it to Taraji. But I think you've made the point in the past that in Japan you don't see kind of hometown robberies like you might do in the UK or the US. So it was great to see. Thoughts what on the scorecards, Danny? 114, 113 to Jiraji, 115, 112, 117, 110 to Sandoval. Just on that 117, 110, did you think that was a bit wide? Were you a bit surprised to see that scorecard?
No, that's a very bad scorecard, I think, because when you do the maths on that, you have to give Taraji the fifth round, a 10-8 round with the knockdown. So he's only gave Taraji one other round in that fight, which I don't see a world for. I think 115, 112 Sandoval is probably as wide as you could have it to him. That's 8 rounds to four with the knockdown. Both those cards, I think, are acceptable, but that 117, 110, I mean, is a terrible card, actually, I think. And of course, that's coming from me, who had bit of money on Sandoval, wanted to win. I don't see a world in which you can come to that conclusion.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's a strange one, and look, maybe we'll see get the release of the official scorecards to see what other round he did. That judge Joseph Gwilt did give to Taraji, but yeah, a strange scorecard. And I'm not saying it's ruined it. It's just a great fight, two scorecards that are very respectable, and then you've got that one scorecard which no one else saw. So it's a bit strange. Danny, is do you see Sandoval as the number one flyweight in the world now? He's obviously best just beaten Taraji, who is seen as number one. There's other kind of Japanese world champions as well in the division. We're going to get on to the Francisco Rodriguez Galao fight situation in a minute, but do you see him as number one now?
I think you've got to. He's got the best win at flyweight by far. I think you look at the other champions. I think Los Guiaga was a bit fortunate to pick up the world title when he got it. Um, yeah, I think you've got to have Sandoval as the number one. I think it's not like a consensus number one. You can't just crown him the undeniable best. He's got to fight the other top guys in the division. But for me, right now, beating Kenshiro Teraji, as I said earlier, pound for pound fighter, I think you've got to have him as your number one.
Yeah, for sure. And feels like he's got a lot of options in terms of what's next. I know Sandoval's been at flyweight for a long time, so whether he would Whether he's going to move up now, I don't know. He probably wants to defend his world title. I think the commentators discussed a potential rematch against Taraji, which of course could be another great fight. Sandoval could go up after one of the other champions. Who knows? There's lots of exciting options, and because there's so many, I'm not going to ask you which one you think he's going to go for because it's such a difficult question to answer. Final question for me, Danny, before I let you go. I think this Galawi Fai Rodriguez situation is ongoing. We don't know if the two of them are going to actually have a rematch or not. Um, but Galawi Fai, look, I think there is a world in which Galawi Fai, I think, possibly could fight Sandoval in the next 12 months. It's all very unclear now, but do you think he's got much of a chance now? I feel like it's unfair to focus too much on Galawi Fai's last fight because he was fighting someone who had quite a bit of help in their system. But yeah, is that a competitive fight in your opinion?
Don't want to be too disrespectful to Galaliafai. Obviously, going through a tough time of it has been since that fight. But when you factor in the accumulation of damage he would have took against Francisco Rodriguez, who is not a one-punch puncher, he did drop Yafai, of course, a couple of times unofficially, but it was more through volume and accumulation. Whereas Sandoval, to me, is a crisper puncher, a sharper puncher, a bit more weight behind his shots. Technically, a better fighter, can do it inside, can go backwards. I'd make Yafai big underdogs against Sandoval, I have to say.
All right, fantastic. Look, it's nice to be talking about a flyweight fight with kind of enthusiasm. With these fights don't happen too often. It feels like there's a bit of excitement, and also it's nice to have a new star in the flyweight division who isn't Japanese because it feels like a lot of these lower weight divisions are dominated by the Japanese. Obviously, there's Inoue and Nakatani as well, but hopefully Sandoval can go and really kind of make him up. It's still only 26 years old, so excited to see what he does next. We will be looking out for him. Danny, thank you for your time as always, and I'll speak to you again very soon.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, folks.